that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
I think really what you're seeing is the economy continues to be in a better place than people expect. The consumer is still spending. You're seeing GDP revisions are going higher. Earnings actually are not falling a cliff like people expected. And, you're finally starting to see the broadening out of this rally. And I think that's a lot more indicative that there's still room to run in these stock markets rather than just this magnificent seven that's been holding it up this whole way.
Consumers remain very resilient.
There they go again. I'm so sick here how consumers are resilient. So I decided we'll take a look at it. So over the weekend, I went and looked some things up. I'm going to share with you. This thing that consumers are resilient is so full of just nonsense. First of all, how can people be resilient when Biden keeps imposing the costliest regulations ever on us? That's right. At a rate of 617 billion annually. So that means he's costing the average American household $9,600 out from their pockets a year. So you'll have $9,600 less a year because of all his regulations. Where under Trump, he reduced regulations and he was saving households $11,000 a year. But put that aside. I mean, just think about that. $617 billion in regulations. And consumers are resilient. Unbelievable. But also, the fake Business News Network, they were so excited. They announced that the NASDAQ closed out its best half year since 1983. The S&P closed out its half year, the best since 2019. All excited. Well, why would anybody be surprised? When our owners, the wealthy asset class in the Federal Reserve who they control, they anticipated early on that 493 of the S&P 500 companies would have, by half year, would have little to no gains. In other words, they anticipated the gains would be flat for the first half of the year. So they did a little engineering, financial engineering. They financially engineered 7 of the S&P 500 tech stocks. You know them: Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Meta, Tesla, Amazon, and Google, to make sure, without question, when the half year came, there would be gains. Those 7 stocks would have average gains between 40 to 180%. And how'd they do that? They printed money and injected trillions into propping up the regional banks, and then they diverted trillions from there to go to the leaders of the Magnificent Seven, Apple and Microsoft. Then we had another fake narrative over the weekend, how the consumer, he's resilient. How can he be resilient? Are you kidding? Resilient is being 7 million behind on auto payments. 7 million people are behind on their auto payments. 8 million people are behind on their rent. This is of June, the closeout of June. 14 million people are behind on their mortgage payment. 79 million behind on health care payments, and 2.7 million people behind on student loans. That's called resilient. Resilient is 17 trillion household debt. That's resilient. Where 32% or 20 million consumers, that's about 1 in 3, racked up a record $17 trillion in household debt. $1 trillion credit card debt, $8 trillion mortgage debt, auto debt, student debt. All this debt is linked to what? Stagnant wages. That's why we have all this debt. Because the wages are horrible. We haven't had good wages. Remember, wages went stagnant the minute they started to ship our jobs overseas. Ship our jobs overseas. Resilient. So, think about it. Our wages are stagnant, and we, since 1973 to January 2023, now remember again, 1973 to January 2023, you know how much wages really grew? I'm not talking the noise we get from the fake business network. I'm talking about the withholding tax. Grew 0.18. 0.18. That's interpreted as stagnant wages. Resilient? How can people be resilient with stagnant wages at 0.18? Resilient is when a record number of retirees have gone back to work. Do you know 54%, or 3 out of 5, of our full-time workforce have 1 or more part-time jobs right now? And they're all lousy, no benefit service, low paying service jobs. That's resilient? Here's what resilience is. Withdrawals. Because of all the stagnant wages, they have to withdraw money just to pay their bills, to pay for groceries, to pay their utilities. Are you kidding me? They have record high credit card balances to pay for groceries, utilities, and they have record low savings. Now, this guy said that savings were at an all-time high. Where did he get that? Savings aren't at an all-time high. Record low savings, $685 billion. Since 1959, we've averaged 8%, but now we're at 2.3%. And they're telling us savings are at all-time high. Consumers are really doing good. But think about this. You're not resilient when you have to go to your 401k, which, by the way, is down 23% because people refuse to short stocks, learn how to sell short. You can't with a 401k. But 401ks have lost 23% in value. Think about that. Resilient? And that combines that 28 hidden fees. So 23%. Savings, there's the reality. $686 billion, the lowest since 2009. So between stagnant wages, 40-year high inflation, savings dropping from 8% to 2.3%. Are you kidding? Resilient? And then lastly, withdrawing from their home, the home equity, $262 billion. They just took out $262 billion this year. That's the highest since 2005. So they're creating another bubble. Now, a lot of these people who bought a home between 2020 and late 2022 only put down 10%, some 15%. They're really screwed, because these home prices are going to drop 30 to 40%. So when you hear resilient, how resilient people are, does that sound resilient to you? Credit card debt, historic, auto debt, mortgage debt, lousy jobs. Are you kidding me? 7 million behind on auto payments, 14 million people who can't meet their mortgage payment. To me, that's not resilient. No, that means that the consumer is in trouble. And when the middle class consumer is in trouble, so is our country in trouble. We'll be right back after this break, because we're resilient.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Things seem to be broadening out. More stocks are participating. Is it enough for every investor out there to feel more comfortable about this market overall?
Yeah, I think that I think the top 15 companies in the S&P 500 are at more than 34% year to date, yet the median company is...
Wow, 15 instead of 7. Wow, 15 out of 500. Wow, that is real good breath, isn't it? Isn't that amazing? This is insane. These people don't even know what breath is anymore. Think about it. The numbers we are getting. Remember, this whole tech stock's been financially engineered. We have 7 stocks. That's it. We have 493 of the S&P stocks. They have no gains. They're flat. So you got the same 7 stocks holding up, not just the 500 stocks, the S&P 500, but the 2,800 we'll call brand names that trade all the time. That's it. And out of those 7 stocks, you really only have, if it wasn't for Apple and Microsoft, because remember they put $15 trillion in those 2 stocks to make them the leader. Are you kidding? What are you, nuts? This is crazy. Against the backdrop of what? Resilient? That's resilient? Think about this backdrop we have of just 7 stocks. And then think about the economy. It's experiencing its largest economic downturn ever, along with the slowest economic GDP growth. We've gone from 5% to 3%. That's a long way. We got a long way to get there. This is terrible. In addition, our country, right now, has the largest net loss. If this was like any business and they sat with the board of directors, the net loss of this country is the highest loss ever. 1.2 trillion in the hole. You know what the we have a negative net worth of minus 20 trillion. We have the largest national debt ever, 32 trillion. You know what we're making for payments? The largest ever, 500 billion a month. We have the largest corporate debt at 13 trillion, largest household debt at 17 trillion. And look at the commercial debt we got. We have $4.5 trillion in commercial debt that's saddling all the little regional banks, and they got to roll over $728 billion right now between now and the end of the year. How are they going to do it when 30 to 40% of the values have gone down to this commercial real estate? All of this is linked to Bidenomics. Are you kidding? Because of Bidenomics, we have an inverted yield curve, historic debt and deficits, earnings, the biggest 2-year drop ever, economic growth dropped from 5% to 3%, $675 billion wiped out of the market value. We have the largest drop in construction spending, largest drop in business investment. Our durable goods orders, which is so important, those are the big items. And people go and buy the big TVs and all that. Are you kidding me? We are now in our 4th yearly contraction. Then you got, this is resilient. Then you got the existing home sales declined by 20%. Building permits and starts have declined 4 consecutive quarters year over year. Construction spending is also down 19 quarters in a row. I mean, I go on and on and on. So when you hear how everything is wonderful, and now they're trying to say, oh, it's just not 7 stocks anymore. No, now we got 15. Isn't that great? Now, that would be okay if you knew how to sell short. See, that's the beautiful thing. Once you learn how to sell short, what a difference it makes in your retirement. You are not going to make money in a 401k. You just don't, because you're not allowed to sell short. your 401k is down on average about 20 to 23%. It should have never been down 23%. Never. You should have been allowed to sell that portfolio short. So you're sitting there all year and you're going to be negative. By the end of the year, you're going to be negative. When you could have made one investment just with the spiders or one investment just with the Qs all year and gotten a return of 15%, 20%. Just one transaction. All you have to do is sit there with the spiders or the Qs. Either one, doesn't matter. And wait for the perfect setup. If you get one trade all year, if you wait for just one trade, what are you making your 401k at best? 4% at best? And that's a joke. So the point is, you've got to learn how to sell a stock short. Until you do that, if you're dependent on stocks going up, especially in a 401k, the highest fees ever, I mean, they screw you with their fees, how are you going to retire? You're not. But see, when my members every day invest, they feel good because they know when the market goes down, it makes no difference. You sitting there in a 401k, all of a sudden you see the market going down, it's 400 points, but you get scared to death. Oh no, my stocks are going down again. My stocks are going down. What a horrible feeling that is. That's a terrible feeling, but you don't have to have that feeling. Just short. It's just beyond me. The market is rigged against you. So when they say, what resilience? I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, when you're sitting there, you want to see how bad this economy is, besides the inverted yield curve? And by the way, I showed my members today the yield curve, and I don't know if you can see it. I'll bring it up the next quarter, and I'll put it up on my, so if you're following me by Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, Apple, YouTube, I'll put it up for you. You can see it. And it'll explain why, okay, that you see these tech stocks keep going up, how artificial and dangerous it is.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Bill, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, 60%? Gasoline, 55%? I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember now, you can listen to me on my radio show as well as my podcast, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, Apple, YouTube. And also on Instagram and YouTube, I do these little shorts. They're about a minute long. And we have a big following on those. You should check it out. And I do these little tips. And they're on the, again, you can catch them on Instagram or YouTube, all right? Now, I have posted, so if you're watching me on any of those, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, Apple, YouTube, you can see I put up a 10-year, and 2-year yield chart. And what people don't understand is that this entire market, okay, when we have 7 stocks out of 500, and only really 2 of those 7, they're leading, holding up the other 494, 93 stocks, people don't realize how dangerous that is. 493, and you know how they're being held up? Here, look at this chart. This is the 10-year yield. See it going down? They artificially push the yield down. What do? They keep buying treasuries. That pushes the yields down. It's QE all over again, QE. But they're masking it. They don't talk about QE anymore. Instead, they're saying, well, we're putting trillions of dollars into regional banks. We're putting trillions of dollars into the banks to support the banks. That's true. They are. But they're also taking money and using, just like they did before, QE, to prop up the tech stocks And that's why those stocks are the only stocks that are up. You understand how dangerous that is? Unless you know how to short. And every time that yield, you can see it right here. Look at what happened here when the yield went down here. Look, the yield going straight down. That means tech stocks go up. Look what happened over here when the yield went down. Right here, 2006, 2007, right? Stocks took off. We had that big rally. So every time, same thing. Yields went down. Here, .com. See how they pushed the yield down and pushed up the .com. Yield went down, pushed up the housing market. Now yield's going down, and they're trying to push it up one more time. That's what they're doing. It's the same thing. Here's your .com back here. Push the yield down. Okay, when that yield goes down, what happens? Your tech stocks go up. That's what they're doing. So that's fine. And we're in these tech stocks. But if you could just learn how to use a chart that will help you, okay, sell a stock short, what a difference it will make for you. Because again, I know a lot of you make what, average 3-4% a year, if that, on your 401k. What if you could do 10%, 12% on just one time all year? If you just lay back in the woods and wait till the setup comes. And what's the setup? Yields got to be going down. That's what's pushing up these tech stocks. People don't get it. Now listen to this stuff here. Listen to what they're saying.
I understand why investors are skeptical, because we're in a hike cycle and the curve's inverted. But our view has been that this has been an inflation war. So the Fed's not trying to kill the economy, it's trying to kill inflation, and I think they're winning.
I think they're winning? How are they winning? What do you mean winning? They're trying to get back to 2%. How are they going to get back to 2%? They're at 5%. You know how long that is to get back to 2%? And again, look at the Bidenomics. We have never seen where we had such a net loss. Such a net loss. $1.2 trillion. I mean, look at our national debt. Look at our corporate debt. Now, if you just take the environment we're in, an inverted yield curve, that's what's pushing those tech stocks up. Historic debt and deficits. Do you know what historic debt and deficits do to you? Debt. What is debt? It kills your standard of living, and our standard of living has been killed. It causes higher interest rates. Aren't interest rates up? What else does that do? It reduces business investment. There's no more business investment. CEOs aren't plowing their money back into their businesses. And we have what? Slow economic GDP growth. That's all from debt. That's just the debt side of it. Look how our economy's so slow and growing. And they make it sound like everything's just fine. Here, listen to this here. Here's another one. They're all happy. They're all happy.
Wages are continuing to stay stable, which is keeping people spending.
Wages are not stable. Where the hell is she getting that from? Wages are stable? What is wrong with her? Wages, if anything, they're stagnant, but they're worse than stagnant because of the high inflation. Where is she getting this? Where does she make this up? I mean, wages, real wages from November 1973 to January 2023 have grown by just 0.18. 0.18. We're not growing at all. Where are they getting this? They just get up there and lie.
Just because earnings projections are what they are doesn't mean they're going to live up to those projections, though. What makes you believe they're right?
Well, I think ultimately it's going to come down to, is the consumer still spending, right? And people have been worried the consumer...
Yeah, here we are. Consumers still spending. Really? Where are they consuming? Where are they getting the money from? They're taking it out of their savings. We haven't had savings this low. We're down to $666 billion. That's the lowest since 2009. That's where they're taking money out of savings. They also took out $262 billion out of their home. That's the highest withdrawal since 2005 to go spend. But you know what they're not spending? They're paying their bills. They're buying groceries. They're paying for staples. They're paying their utility bills. So when you have to withdraw money from your 401k, your savings, and your home equity, are you nuts? And you have record high credit card balances? It's over. It's right now they're able to just keep those stocks up there, those same 7 stocks until they can't. And you watch, they're going to start rotating out of those stocks. They're going to. I told my members, we rotated. We still own them, but not a lot of them, because we made a lot of money on those. We took money and we started to rotate it over into travel stocks. And if you look at our Carnival Cruise Line and our airlines, we're up about, 20% on average on those, Willie? About 20, 30% average, because we knew when to rotate. And that's what you're going to learn at Phil's Gang, when to rotate. So you just don't get caught in those same stocks. So wages are good, huh? Are you kidding? Wages are horrible. Ever since they outsourced jobs, wages have been terrible. We can't keep up with inflation. Because remember, they didn't have to pay you a good wage, because all they do is threaten you and say, we're going to take your job and we're going to outsource it. So be quiet. Sit down and make your $3 an hour. We're not going to give you $1 an hour raise. Why would they? But the other thing people don't understand is with these economic headwinds, okay, when you have the largest national debt, largest commercial debt, and everybody's depending on just buying Microsoft and Apple every day. That's all they do, Microsoft and Apple. And they're not set up to short. Why don't you learn how to sell short? And people think, well, I'll just buy Apple every day, buy Meta every day, and it'll just keep going up. And it may keep going up for a while because they're financially engineering it to go up for a while. But one morning you're going to wake up and it's going to be down about 20%, and you're not going to be able to catch it. That's why you got to learn how to sell short. More when we get back on some stuff.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have 2 people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com. Warning, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the .com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth. You get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Sweat here at philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
All right, Steve. So I want you to listen to what she says about savings. Listen to this at the very end here.
Wages are continuing to stay stable, which is keeping people spending. People's savings has not come down as fast as it was expected. There's also about 7.6.
Wait a minute. Savings did not come down as fast as expected. How about it came down 70%? Remember, when they started in 2021, and they put all this money into these programs. People had $2.3 trillion in savings because of all these programs. Then it dropped 70%. By 70%. We're just a little bit over $500 billion right now. A little bit over $500 billion. What is she talking about? These people don't even know what they're talking about. They just make it up as they go along. And all our cost just keeps going up, especially for necessities. But let's talk about stocks. When you start with us, the one thing you're going to learn is that the first thing we do in the mornings, we have coffee talk. And that gets you organized for the day because we can tell you exactly what we think is going to happen for the day. Where's the plays going to be? What groups they're going to be buying? And then we stay with we have what we call our 6 stocks. And then we have our bonus stocks. Now, it's important, the 6 stocks and the bonus stocks, that you focus on those same stocks for a whole year. That's how you make money. When you're bored, you make money. By staying with the same 6 stocks, and these are the ones we're with, JP Morgan, Apple, AU, which is a mining stock, MRO, Marathon Oil, Boeing, and Target. By knowing how to sell short it doesn't matter to us what craziness Powell's doing out there, how he's screwing up the whole economy. It doesn't matter, because we know how to sell short. That's the only thing you can do to fight what's going on with them. Because to say that, how resilient they are is insane. Resilient, you can't have resiliency when you have the slowest economic growth ever. You can't have, commercial debt over our shoulders. Do you realize we got to roll over 700 and let's see, we got to roll over there's 4.5 trillion in commercial debt, but this year that we're in right now, they have to roll over something like 342 billion, and it's not going to happen because many of those apartments and buildings, people are just handing their keys in. That is going to take a big toll on the banks. And that's why we tell people every day, the regional banks, to keep watching symbol IWM. That's the most important symbol you can watch, IWM. That's your small, mid-cap stocks. Those are the ones that move first. If you want to know what's going on, that's what you watch right there, IWM. And IWM for the last year, this is how bad it is. It's dropped from a high of around, 256, and now we're about 185. That's a huge drop. 28%. That tells you when you have the Russell fall that much, that's telling you the economy is in deep trouble. And your middle class is in deep trouble, which is the backbone of our economy. So what it's telling you is that not only is our yield curve inverted, but our debt and deficits are really bad. And when you have debt and deficits that are upside down, you just, the only thing you're going to do is this market's going to fall and you got to short it. So we take during the day and we watch, as I say, these 6 stocks. And those 6 stocks, we live and die by those same stocks every day. And then we have what we call our bonus stocks, which we stay with all the time. We have our bonus stocks, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, NVIDIA, and Amazon. Then we have our banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citi, and Morgan Stanley. Those 2 groups right there are the most important, and we show you how to watch your yields. The 10-year Treasury yield. The 10-year Treasury yield will tell you which one to buy, which one not to buy, and which one to short, just by learning the yields. So that portfolio, our portfolio, will be with us all year. And the same 6 stocks. So yeah, it's boring, but that's how you make money, because you become one with the stock. Every time you listen to these guys like Kramer and the rest of them, they're always flipping you from one stock to another stock. They always have a hot stock. You can't make money like that. It's been proven over and over. You can't make money bouncing from one stock to another stock to another stock and only buying. You know how good you got to be to make a 10% return on your money? Do you know how good you have to be if you're strapped to just buying a stock? And then you got to take the hit when they start coming down? That's insane. But that's what Wall Street has ingrained in everybody's mind, that that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take a hit. You're supposed to let, when stocks go down, buy more of it. Imagine how stupid that is. They've ingrained that into our heads. When stocks go down, you buy more. You buy more. Isn't that stupid? That's crazy. And the things you're going to learn also when you learn how to invest properly is to use your volume. The volume indicator is so important. Your volume tells you a lot of things. A lot of things. Gives you great information, your volume. And once you learn how to watch your volume and then understand the yield. If the yield's going up, what stocks you buy, what stocks you don't buy. It's just a few basic things you need. That's it. Just a few things. It doesn't take long. But right now, what people are doing, they're just staying with same 6 stocks 7 stocks over and over and over. And buy and hold? Are you kidding me? People who buy and hold stocks lose so much money. That's a terrible, terrible thing to do. Buy and hold. Are you kidding me? Retail investors lose 80% of the time because they ignore the essential investment concept of risk management. When using the most failed strategy of buy and hold. That's the worst strategy you ever could have. Because all of the brokers, remember, they introduce this to their clients because once they get their customer to buy and hold, there's no effort on their part. There's no skill on their part. There's no intelligence on their part. Once they got you locked in to hold, they move on. They move on. It's kind of like a waitress or a waiter, right? You're in a restaurant. Once they give you, after you finish eating, you get the bill, you sit there for 3 hours, right? Took you 30 minutes to get your meal, but you got to sit there for 3 hours before they come back and take your credit card, right? It's ridiculous. Well, and everyone's looking at this. We're at the bottom. We're at the bottom. No, we're not. It's a crash delayed, but people don't believe it. It's a crash delay because there's still too much liquidity in the system because they haven't raised rates fast enough. That's the problem. You got to remove that liquidity. You got to raise rates aggressively, like Volcker did. See, that's what they're not doing. They're not raising rates aggressively. So, if you join our gang, free for 10 days, you're going to say, wow, what a difference it makes. But now, it doesn't bother me what the market's doing, if it's going up or down, because I make money no matter which way it goes, up or down. That's where you got to get to. If you can't do that and you're in the stock market, you should get out of the market. If you can't short, because you're going to get caught. See on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.